And welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McCain. You can find me at DMac_LA. That's at DMac_LA. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Thanks for rocking with us once again. Another series win for your Los Angeles Dodgers. They finished the homestand 8-2. Hyun-Jin Ryu, spectacular in his return from the IL. He was fantastic today. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, 4 Ks, 1 walk. Really all the hits, 5 singles, weak contact, and Hyun-Jin Ryu looks like he did not miss a beat. He was phenomenal, but we're going to break down the entire game and read all your takes on your boys in blue. But you know how we get things kicked off right here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. If you're watching this right now, right here in the comments, let me know where you guys are tuning in from here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. We're going to kick things off right at the top. We got Schmo from Periscope. What up, Schmo? Makes Friday night all the more depressing. Hey, Friday night was, look, Kenley Jansen, he blew it. Dodgers' 20th blown save of the year. Kenley Jansen, his 5th blown save of the season. And last night, yeah, it was a little bit of a letdown, especially considering how great Walker Buehler was pitching that night. But Kenley Jansen, like we're going to get into in a little bit here, he needs to understand that he needs to start working on his different pitches. He needs to start implementing that slider. He's already doing that more, but really, that cutter, the velocity was down. It was sitting at 91, 92. They said they reworked it. He was throwing in the pen. He's starting to get his legs more involved. They talked a little bit about that. But then you got Archie Bradley trying to start some drama and all that nonsense. There should be a rule. Look, if you poop your pants, you can't talk poop, I guess. I don't think we can say the other word. And really, it was all kinds of nonsense. They were talking about at the end here, a squabble, little West Side Story action. And look, that's what the Dodgers do. They didn't throw it. They didn't throw the next day. A lot of people were wondering, would the Dodgers go at them? I thought, really, with Ray saying about calling Dave Roberts a fake tough guy, hey, maybe in that situation, you got to really throw some chin music there. But the Dodgers, they did it on the field. 4-0 yesterday. Today they got a couple runs late. Look, the home runs are what they are. The 53rd home run given up by the Dodgers bullpen. 35% of the hits on Yimi Garcia are home runs. And really, that really is the death nail, the Achilles heel for this team. Look, they're still in the bottom. You know, they're really kind of one of the lower teams in the league. They're not the Baltimore Orioles as far as home runs given up, but really it's inherited runners, it's home runs. But we're going to get into all that in a second. Let's get back to your comments. I'm going to run off all your takes. So give me your takes on your boys in blue. How'd you feel about this weekend? How do you feel about Kenley Jansen right now? What's your confidence in Kenley Jansen, and what does he need to do to not – he's never going to be 2017 Kenley Jansen, okay? So that is a pipe dream. You're not bringing back 2017 Kenley Jansen. He's not walking through that door, so don't expect that. But what can we do to get him serviceable? I think already pitching on back-to-back. He hadn't pitched on back-to-back nights since June 22nd and 23rd. And if you look at it, he's throwing his cutter 77% of the time in July and August. 77% of the time this season. In July and August, that cutter is down to 63% of the time. So really, I think what you need to do if you're the Dodgers is you do need to see if he can develop that slider, because his slider is starting to grade. It's starting to improve. It really is. It's just about commanding it. And it's really a work in progress right now with Kenley Jansen. And if you're the Dodgers and you have amassed the lead that you have, 79 wins for your Los Angeles Dodgers, 38 games over 500, only 17 home games left after this. They're on a 106-win pace, so they're going to have a huge cushion, and they're going to make a run at those 2017 Dodgers that won the NL West by 21 games. Now 18 games up on the Diamondbacks, or actually a 19-game lead on the Diamondbacks. That's the largest lead. That's the largest lead of the season. The franchise record, like I said, was set back in 2017 with a 21-game. The all-time one was the Mets won. The Mets also, I think the Indians in 1995 won the Central by 30 games. But look, the Dodgers winning 8 of 10. The offensive came alive tonight. Hyun-Jin Ryu, he looked phenomenal. He was really working that changeup, throwing his curveball for strikes, and we're going to get into all that. But like I said, if you have not represented, if you're not checked in, where are you watching the Dodgers Nation post-game show? I want to read that off. I've got a big bag of shout-outs to throw at you guys right over here. But we got Garcia with the devil emojis. We got Eric. Yeah, buddy. Ted Filler back to business. Kip Chavo got him looking. Love it. Yeah, he gave up. He came in there. He got him looking. That's how you want to end games. You want to end games on those strikeouts. And Yimi Garcia came in, gave up a home run. Really, that's his Achilles heel. But the Dodgers, they got it done. Look, when they always say that the snake will only bite. Will always bite back. These snakes did not bite back, okay? They got into a little fight with the Dodgers on Friday night, and these snakes did not bite back. Dodgers handled their business. Kenta Maeda with his best start in a long time. Hadn't got a win since May 31st. 7 shutout, 3 hits for Kenta tonight. Hyun-Jin Ryu, he follows that up with a 7-inning, 5-hit performance. And really the Dodger pitching, just in the last 6 starts, 38 2/3 innings, 6 straight starts for the Dodgers, and 2 earned runs for this pitching staff that has really just carried this team. They're really the North Star for these Dodgers. We lean on this starting pitching, and they got it done. Last eight starts for Hyun-Jin Ryu at home. 2 earned runs in 57 2/3 innings. We can go on and on about Ryu, and Ryu is really, to me, way out in front. It's an absolute lock at this point. Hyun-Jin Ryu, that ERA, it dipped down to 1.45. 1.45 for Hyun-Jin Ryu, but let's dig into your comments right here. We're going to lock in on these comments, read out your takes. Kip Chavo, got him looking, love it. Russ, love it. Mike Lash, keep the blue balls rolling. Chuck Rudderman, send Chargois down and bring Sadler back up. Sadler will be back. Sadler will definitely be back. He really has been, look, some guys, Kolarek has gone up to a slower start. White is going to be gone. He's hitting he's hitting like 45. But he did hit. Looks like we did hit on Negron. Negron 10 for 32 since becoming a Dodger. 1 for 10 over the weekend. But looks like Negron and Sadler are going to be hits. Kolarek I still believe in as a loogie, as the guy that's going to come in and get lefties out. But looks like White is not that dude. They're going to probably send him down. But Sadler, he has an ERA of .73, a .73 ERA since joining the Boys in Blue, and really was a great pickup. And you look to see some good things. He's going to be a pivotal part of the depth of that bullpen moving forward. But here we go. Randall Etheridge. What's up, Randall? Always checking in here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show from North Carolina. Larry Kearns, way to go, guys. What up, Larry? Jeremiah, bye, D-Bags. I always get a steady stream of those every time we play that team. Doug Crosby. What up, fellow Doug? What's up, Doug Crosby? Go Dodgers from East Lansing, Michigan. Great to see Ryu back. It really was. It was really great to see Ryu back in the mix. And I don't want to live without him again. We got so used to his performances out there, and really just another phenomenal showing for Hyun-Jin Ryu from a guy that really give kudos to the Dodger training staff, too. They really got him back with a guy that's had some serious injuries. We're talking labrum issues. We're talking groin issues. And getting Hyun-Jin Ryu back, whether it was a phantom IL, who knows if that was the case. But if you look at Hyun-Jin Ryu, this is a guy that's really led this staff this year, has just been the most consistent on a game-in, game-out basis, and really he was dealing once again, just mixing in that cutter now. And if you look at it too, Hyun-Jin Ryu, we saw that they got some runners on. They got some runners on. The one that comes to mind, the top of the 5th inning, they had guys on him. But that is when he is at his very best this year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Batters are just 6 of they're just 6 of 47. So 6 of 48 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Of course, he gets the ground ball outs. Lots of ground ball outs today. 5 hits allowed, all singles. And really, other than that 7-run outpouring at Coors Field, that circus, he has an ERA of just over 1. And that changeup is just working for him. And really, you just got to love it. This starting pitching staff, we can go on and on. Check this out. For the year, 290, the ERA for the starting pitching staff. 290. The second best starting pitching staff in the National League is 3.56, and that's the Washington Nationals. You're talking about 0.6 of a run better. That's how great these Dodgers are pitching. So also, if you put up all the teams together in Major League Baseball, their ERA is at 4.32. So this pitching staff has just been phenomenal, and that's what you expect from a franchise that's really has such a rich tradition of pitching. And back to you guys, though. We got Edwin. Astros lost. We back on top. Let's get home field advantage. I love that too. Astros get walked off against the worst team in Major League Baseball. That was great to see. I saw that, and I was very pleased, especially, man, they were cruel, man. 23 runs on the poor Orioles. They've given up like 500 home runs. I think all you guys out there have hit a home run against the Orioles this year. We got Jeremiah Jackson. We got Sharon, Kingman, Arizona. Kip Chavo, all the way from New Hampshire. What up? Jay from Coachella. Stephanie Lames Ramirez, we need closers. Look, I mean, it's going to be closer by committee. And really, to me, Kenley Jansen has to earn these postseason starts, these postseason closing opportunities. And that really, the Dodgers are in a position where Kenley Jansen, look, he's never going to be 2017 Kenley Jansen because 2017 Kenley Jansen was a moment in time. But look, there's other pitchers out there. Hader's blown 4 saves. Chapman has 5 blown saves. He's 26 for 32 in save opportunities, and he has to get it right. He has to get it right. And like if it's mechanically, if it's getting his legs more involved to get more velocity, then that's what's going to have to be the case because his ERA going into Saturday, but yesterday he had a 3.8 ERA. That's a career high. And really, it's the reliance on his cutter through the years. He threw his cutter 90% of the time for the majority of his career. This year, that's down to 77%. So what that tells you is, one, he doesn't have the same confidence in the cutter because if it doesn't cut, if it doesn't have the velocity, it's going deep and it's going over the wall. And we've seen that this year in a couple different situations, a couple examples, and previously in the postseason. So, look, it could be the best case scenario for the Dodgers that he works it out now and he's not relying on that cutter because if he doesn't develop that slider, if he doesn't get a pitch that can get guys honest and get guys out, it's going to be tough sledding for the Dodgers come October. But the bright spot in all of this is now this opens the door for Joe Kelly. I feel the momentum for Joe Kelly to be a closer is definitely there. I think Kenley Jansen is a guy. Remember, there's 11 games we need to win in October. 11, not 1, 2, or 3. Kenley Jansen is going to be a part of that no matter what you say. No matter what happens right now, Kenley Jansen is going to be an essential part of this World Series run, good or bad, but we do have Joe Kelly since June 1st. June 1st's ERA was 8.35. Since then, it's down to 1.66. So no runs in 5 appearances in August, and really it's starting to be reminiscent of that Joe Kelly that we saw in October. You saw that confidence. You saw him spitting the gum and swiping. He has that demeanor, that confidence, that little twinkle in his eye that you saw when Joe Kelly, when he was just absolutely terrifying batters back in the postseason. So last year, he was absolutely spectacular. And Joe Kelly, and don't forget about Julio Urias. But here we go. And we're going to break down this game, too, in just a minute. But A.J. Gonzalez, power shower, 4 home runs for your Dodgers. And the Dodgers, really, home runs are the Dodgers now improved to 67-25 when they hit a home run, 55-15 when they score first, and they were flexing that home run muscle all day today. Yes, they did benefit from Dodger day game home run. It was home run Dodger game. You know you're really more likely to hit home run, especially that first one by Turner may have stayed in with on a night game with a thick marine layer. But hey, that's why the Dodgers, they understand that Leak is one of, I think is now 33 home runs given up. He's one of the tops in the league. The Dodgers knew you got to have home run swings against him, and that's what they did. But 24 games to win. The Dodgers now 8-2 on the homestand, 48-16 now at home, a 19-game largest of the season. Like I said, franchise record is 21. Now they have a plus 192 run differential in leading all of Major League Baseball. Houston is second. But look, it's another thing to consider. Yes, we do want to allow Kenley Jansen to see if he can develop that slider, to see if he can get the command and the confidence back in that cutter, but it cannot come at the hands of losing home field advantage. The Astros and Yankees are on the Dodgers' heels. Yes, they're 9 games better than the Atlanta Braves. The National League is not something that we're worried about. We're not looking in the rearview mirror, but home field advantage in the World Series is going to be crucial. 2017, yes, we had a better team, but Game 7 at home, that's what you want to play for. Had we gone with Kershaw instead of Darvish, or had a couple more breaks, the Dodgers would have been much better, had a much better chance of winning that game. Instead, the Dodgers don't have home field last year, and they drop it in 5 to the Red Sox. So, yes, we do want to give him training grounds, and we have the luxury of having that cushion, but don't lose sight of the Astros because home field advantage is big, not just because you want home field advantage, just for the Dodgers from a confidence level. They want to do everything in their power to put themselves in the best position to end this drought, which brings me to this T-shirt. Enough about 88. The time is now, and that's really the mentality. We don't want to extend this drought to 32 years. We want to keep it at 31, and we want to raise that Commissioner's Trophy down Figueroa and pop champagne. Don't you guys want to do that? That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. But we got Claire, Montreal, Canada. What up? We got Ryan. What's up, Doug? El Paso, Texas, 915, hashtag El Paso Strong. What's up, Ryan? VIP member of the Dodgers Nation post-game show, always repping. Jose Rod 05. This is the last year we see Yimmy. I think you could be right on that. Jay Carter, woohoo, great win. On to the next in my hometown. Where's your hometown? You got to put it in there. Ryan, offense is definitely back. Jay Hands, need a new closer. Hasn't been the same since World Series Game 2. Since World Series, but yeah, the offense is back. You're right. They lead the home run. They lead the National League now with 197 home runs. So 197 home runs for the Dodgers. Gave you the stat, 67 and 25 when they go deep. Highest win percentage with 1 home run. So the Dodgers, they hit the long ball. We also saw their average with runners in scoring position in 2 outs. It's raised 50 points this year compared to last year when they were near the bottom of the National League. So really the Dodgers, they see they see the most amount of pitches. They see the most amount of pitches, and that's paying dividends for this offense. This offense is a far more dynamic offense than we've seen in the past, and that's why I really, really believe in this year's team. It's easy. It's in a vacuum. The trolls, they can say this and that about the Dodgers, but anyone who's watching these games, like you guys out there, the diehard Dodgers Nation fans, that you know this is a very different team offensively. And by the way, just want to give the fans a shout-out. 3 million fans already. 3 million fans. That's incredible. Dodgers Nation, you don't need me to tell you that we have the most loyal, the best fans, but that's a lot of beach balls, micheladas, and Dodger dogs. But you're enjoying it. By the way, that is the 8th consecutive season and the 8th time in the last 19 that the Dodgers have drawn over 3 million fans. And it's the earliest, according to Elias Sports, is the earliest both by Game 62 and date, August 9th, that the Dodgers have reached 3 million in attendance. They did it in 64 games in 2007 and in 2015. So previously, the earliest date was August 17th, 2007. So this team, they are taking care of business early and often, whether it's attendance, whether it's wrapping up the division. Really, the only thing we need to do is work a couple things out in the bullpen, lineup-wise, rotation-wise, and then secure that home field advantage throughout. But here we go. Back to you guys. Jose Rod, Dodgers basically shut them out in both games. Absolutely. Those were all just all vanity points at the end. Those were vanity runs, couple home runs. Yimi Garcia, that's what he does. I told you, 35% of the hits against Yimi Garcia are deep balls, and we saw it take its toll today. We got Jeremy, June Lake, California, bring the ring 19. I love that. Hey, you got to throw a hashtag on that, Jeremy. Hashtag bring the ring 19. I like what you're doing right there. Stan Gomez, thieves in the pen, stealing money. Great team we have, but in short series, we need stoppers. Rob Lorio, so glad we scored a lot of runs. Roberts didn't have to manage. Unnecessary dig at Dave Roberts, in my opinion. Dave Roberts, by the way, how about Will Smith? Letting Will Smith hit last week, gets another shot. I think that if you really look and you analyze some of the moves by Dave Roberts, I think that more often than not this year he's come through. And really, you're saying that more the runs scored. You don't want Roberts to manage. To me, the more times he has, the more experience he has having to manage, the better he's going to get. So I'd rather see them in tight situations where he has more more things to work with, more experience. But Avery, Jansen sucks. Period. Point blank right there. Doug Crosby almost blew an 8-0 lead. Get out of here, dude. LOL. Bullpen is garbage. John Gonzalez. Look, the thing about the bullpen is, I mean, since June 1st, if you look at the bullpen, a 3.34 ERA, second in baseball, opponents are hitting 212 against them, but really it's 20 blown saves. 20 blown saves puts them as the most as the ninth most in Major League Baseball. But guess who has the Red Sox also have 20. The Yankees have 22 blown saves. And look, it is the $1,000,000 question, and really it's the biggest obstacle that this team's going to have to face is will they be able to get those stoppers in there? But look, we have not mentioned guys like Chargois. Guys like Gonsolin, guys like Dustin May, guys like Julio Urias. When they're right, they have lights out, miss bat stuff, and then Joe Kelly pitching the way he is. Really, I think it's the best. The end of the day, this team's bullpen is in better shape than it was last year. Last year, we didn't have Joe Kelly. Last year, we had Madsen, okay? Last year, you had guys giving up. There's more arm talent on this team. There's guys that have more miss-bat stuff with Dustin May, 98-mile-per-hour sinkers if they throw him in the pen. Gonsolin was absolutely spectacular a couple nights ago. This guy's splitter grades at one of the top splitters in the league. So I'm really encouraged, and to me, I really think that's the only way that you can get the most out of Kenley Jansen is if you supplement his innings and his opportunities with other guys that can deal. And I'm very confident in guys like Joe Kelly, Urias, even Pedro Baez at times coming in there and getting the job done. So all is not lost, really. But when it comes to Kenley Jansen, he has to get right. And like I said earlier in the show, he has to earn his postseason save opportunities. It's not just going to be a push-button situation where Dodgers are up 2-1 in the ninth. He really has to show early on in the division round, in the NLCS, early on that he has it, because it's not going to be a situation like Yu Darvish, where Yu Darvish, we throw him out there again and again and think he's going to get it right, because the Dodgers cannot afford that. They can ill afford to throw Kenley Jansen out there and have him blow games. But hey, like I said, Chapman's got 5 blown saves. Good thing the Dodgers did not pull. They did not take on Ed Diaz, because if you look at Edwin Diaz, they didn't pull the trigger on that move, and my man has just been giving up home runs, blowing saves left and right. So, but back to you guys. Let's read off more of your takes. Get your Dodger takes in. We are going to be rocking with you for over an hour here, getting all your Dodger takes on. Go to DodgersNation.com, by the way. Best Dodger content in the game. Get merched up. Get merched up. The postseason is right around the corner. Only 17 home games. This season has flown by, but when you're winning games, when you have the 79th win in early August, 79-41, and you're the Dodgers, the season is going to go by fast. But get back to you guys. We got Joseph Magazzini, my man Joseph Magazzini. This guy was partying like he won the world, like the Dodgers won the World Series yesterday. I love it. Better for October if Dodgers stay hot or go through slump. I think you need consistency. I really don't think it's about slumping. I think that this team really has shown it's been really slump-proof. If you look at it, haven't lost 3 games more than once this year. The Dodgers really have been consistent. I don't foresee a 16 out of 17 game slide that you saw in 2017. And really, I think that's because you got guys. Yes, the Dodgers have the wins. They have the cushion they have, but they also have a lot of guys that have a lot of incentive to play well. You got Jock Peterson, who, by the way, Jock Peterson today, give him a lot of credit. 2 for 3, 2 singles. And Jock Peterson, since going 0 for 24, he's gone 9 of 16 since. So Jock Peterson starting to turn it around. Last 6 games, he's hitting .389. And Jock Peterson's a guy who has stuff to prove. The young guys, Will Smith. What are you going to say about Will Smith? Last 23 RBIs in 22 games, 6 of 9 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. This guy, look for him to come through in the clutch time and again. Alex Verdugo, you got Dustin May. You got all these young guys that are still trying to carve out their niche for this team, and I think that that's going to make it where this team's not going to get complacent. You also got guys like Cody Bellinger chasing an MVP. You got Hyun-Jin Ryu. He's got that 13th Cy Young in the bag for the Dodgers. So I still think there's a lot to play for, and I don't foresee And then last but not least, home field advantage. So if this team can't see all the motivating factors and can't get up with everything that's at stake, then really it's not that team that we believe it is, but something tells me that this team has it in them to finish this season strong and finish with the best record. They're on pace to win 106 games, which would be a franchise record. By the way, if the Astros and Yankees win 100 games, it's only happened It's only happened once where you've had two teams with more than 105 wins. The 98 Braves had 106 wins. Those 98 Yankees, those Bronx Bombers, who won about 114 games. By the way, Yankees, Dodgers, what are your thoughts? I want to get all your opinions on those players' weekend jerseys. Do you like them? I think they're kind of icy. I think when we see them, we're going to think they look better. But what are your thoughts on those? Let me know in the comments. But Joseph Megazzeni from DTLA, Thomas Jordan, not confident in Kenley. I wish we could have picked up someone at the trade deadline. Look, hey, I tweeted that after that fight, after that little squabble, whatever you want to call it, when it was about to get real, hey, maybe they should have got Amir Garrett because, one, he could have probably closed that game for sure, and because he's been holding opponents to 185 average since going to the bullpen. And then also, if you need a dude to throw hands, Amir Garrett shows he's that guy. But look, the deal wasn't there. There wasn't a deal that Andrew Freeman wanted to make. He was not going to make a frivolous acquisition, and he was not going to part ways with Gavin Lux or Dustin May or any of those marquee prospects. I think that they seriously considered giving up Ruiz, and we saw Ruiz, he's going to be out with an injury for the rest of the year with a broken finger. But look, it just wasn't there. Felipe Vasquez, it was nice. It was a nice idea and a nice thought, but it didn't happen, and the Dodgers are going to have to make do with what they have. And internally, I do think the depth is there, so you could be a quality over quantity. Now, I'm not defending Kenley Jansen. I've been critical and tough on Kenley Jansen for a long time, and really, it's Dodgers Nation tweeted the Kenley Jansen experience, and you know what that means. That means when he's in the game, sometimes it can look lights out. Sometimes he can scare the bejesus out of you. You're sweating, biting your nails, and really he's going to give us all panic attacks. But look, like I said, we saw kind of the metrics with it. He has to develop that slider, and he has to get that cutter back on track. I mean, really, he's not having the worst season. He's holding opponents to 218 with a 107 whip, which really, with most relievers, they'd say, hey, where do I sign up? I'll take that all day, every day. But this is Kenley Jansen, a guy we gave $80 million to, and a guy that we rely on, and a guy that we expect to be there and to be locked down, to be lights out. But, yeah, if you look at the fan graphs on his cutter, it's at a career worst, too. It's at a career worst at a -1.6, but that slider is at a career best. So if you look at that, you got to check that out. There are some promising signs that if that slider gets right, that he could be more of a dynamic pitcher. But back to you guys. Here we go. We got Joe Kelly as closer, Randall Etheridge. We got, I agree with you. Hey, I think that Joe Kelly, I think Walker Buehler is the ace up their sleeve, and I think there's no question that that's in the back of their minds, and I almost think that Kenley Jansen would want that. I don't think Kenley Jansen wants to go out there and get rocked to give up home runs. We saw the splits on his back-to-backs. We saw how that average jumps up. He needs to be fresh. He needs to have clean innings, and really, it's a good that the Dodgers know that now, because now all of us, we're armed with the history. We're armed with what we've seen, because we know if they do it again in the postseason, then we can really lay the wood. Then you guys can really bring out your pitchforks on Dave Roberts and Andrew Freeman if they put Kenley in less than favorable situations that we've seen him fail at in the past. But look, I just think it's funny. I know all you followed the season very closely because you're the best fans of Major League Baseball, but it's really funny how things have changed for Joe Kelly going from the villain to a guy that we're all just constantly saying that is guy that's going to get it done for us in the postseason. But look, I mean, 2016, 2017, Kenley Jansen was an absolute beast. He was GOAT status, greatest of all time. I mean, if you look at him, 136 innings pitched, 213 strikeouts to 18 walks. Let me just repeat that. Say it with me at home. 213 strikeouts to 18 walks, okay? That Kenley Jansen got us accustomed to seeing a guy that was impenetrable, a guy that was going to get it done every single night. But look, hey, he's past his prime, and that's really not a hot take at this point. That's just a reality, but that does not mean that he cannot contribute to this team and cannot still be an asset. They just have to work with it and tinker with it and how they use him. If you look at him at 2017, 41 saves and had a 1.32 ERA. I told you his ERA last year. Someone mentioned that since that game 2, since he gave up that home run to Marwin Gonzalez, that it's been different. Look, I mean, since game 2 of the World Series, he's got a 3.2 ERA, 65 of 78 in save opportunities. So, look, yes, the stats will tell you that he's not the same guy. His first 8 years of his career, he had a 2.08 ERA, and he was striking out 14 per 9. He had 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. So my man was an absolute beast, and he really needs to scale back. Look, this guy should have a long conversation. Kenley Jansen needs to have a long conversation with Clayton Kershaw, okay? Because Clayton Kershaw has just impressed me. He surprised me, and I'd be lying to you if I told you that I could see Clayton Kershaw doing what he's doing. I mean, every game he's giving you 6 quality innings, and his velocity just above 90 miles per hour, but he's found a way to evolve, and I think that he could bestow some of that wisdom on Kenley Jansen. But here we go. We got so we need to put Urias out there more. He would be a good closer. I'm with you on that. Bart Rohn, I'm with you, not necessarily as a closer, but a guy that you put out there for an extended relief. Doesn't necessarily have to close. If he's on and his pitch count is low, I can see him closing a game, but I think the value in Kenley Jansen, in Julio Urias, is giving you 3 shutout innings and then passing the baton to someone like a Joe Kelly and hopefully a Kenley Jansen when he's right. But that does take some of the burden off of Kenley Jansen if you can get Urias out there. So PYK, sucks to see Sadler to AAA. Really, it was just a maneuver. I wouldn't worry too much about it. He's going to be back here, and he's really impressed in his time as a Dodger. They love what they've seen out of him. He's very professional. David, Bill, MLB, all the games free on my, okay. David Dolan, still the best, Oceanside, California. What up, David? Daniel Figueroa, it's going to be tough to win in the World Series with our not-so-good bullpen. Our bullpen struggles against the D-backs, Padres, etc. They will definitely struggle against some of the teams that make the playoffs. There's still time to make some necessary changes. Exactly. We have time on our side, and we have the luxury of a 19-game cushion in the NL West, a 9-game lead in the NL, but, and it's a major but, we do have to hold off the Astros. So, yes, we do have time, but we do have to hold off the Astros and potentially the New York Yankees. Stuart Phillips, Corpus Christi, Texas in the house. What up? That's right by H-Town. We got J-Hands. Dodgers need to throw May in the closed spot. Let that fastball rip. Man, and I think that's the scenario too. Great point, J-Hands. Yes, you put him in there, let that fastball, that sinker rip, and then Gonsolin. I want to see Gonsolin out of the pen. I mean, I'm telling you, he could probably get you up to 100 on the gun, really start gassing guys and missing bats in that situation. Eric, watching from Claremont, California. Schmo, hiding salary in AAA equal 4D chess. Great point, Schmo. Don't think the Dodgers don't have some gamesmanship on their side. Nelson Lavas, Houston Tejas. When's Freeze back? Freeze, like I said, sometime in September. Last I heard with Freeze, Dave Roberts said they're going to let him kind of handle his rehab. He knows his body. He's a veteran, and he's been dealing with that tendonitis. But he's a guy who they need to get back just before the postseason. We saw what he did last year. We saw what he does as a locker room presence. So David Freeze will be back probably sometime in September. Nelson, sub. What up, Nelson? Moose, Eric Hube, watching from Pomona. Ryu is awesome. Chris, we are going to win the most games in the majors. Go Dodgers, future World Series champs. I love it, Chris. Keep that vibe going, baby. Keep that same energy. That's what we're about here. Cardinal, FYI, you rock. What up, Cardinal? Thanks, my man. We got Schmo, Monster, Thomas Jordan. Love Will Smith. He has a bright future. I mean, Will Smith is phenomenal. Will Smith is a guy that the moment's not too big for him. You saw bottom of the third. Will Smith, he cranks a 2-run jack, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs in 22 games. He made it 6-0 Dodgers. And Will Smith, I mean, what can you say about Will Smith? Break down this game a little bit. for you guys who are just joining us, breaking down this game a little bit. Top of the first. By the way, this D-backs team, Joe Davis was pointing out, their run differential, they're a much better team. They're a much better team than they appear on record. And they came into this winning 9 of their last 11. And then the Dodgers, they just, after what happened Friday, Walker was sensational. We talked ad nauseum about Kenley Jansen. But top of the first, Locastro gets hit. Man, this guy gets hit once out of every 10 plate appearances. And then Muncy, he made a nice play. I want to point out, Max Muncy is quietly getting he's improving on a game-by-game basis at second base. That play he made was really nice, going different directions. He got like Locastro there. He gets Locastro. And then Ryu, no runs, no hits, 15 pitches, 8 strikes in that first inning. So first inning back for Ryu. He hit Locastro. Nice play, ground ball outs. Bottom of the first. By the way, I want you guys to show Peterson some love. We were riding him for a while. We were rough on him, especially with all of the errors at first. By the way, props to the Dodgers, 6th straight game with no errors. You saw they were having those issues defensively. It looks like they've shored things up. They've cleaned that up, so that's promising. But bottom of the first, Peterson gets hit by a pitch, and then Turner, he got the scoring going with a bomb. Justin Turner gets his 18th homer of the year, 9 for 19 against League. And Justin Turner, 1 for 11 on the homestand coming into tonight, but 9 for 19 against League. Really got right today, his 9th multi-home run game of his career. And then Cody Bellinger, I haven't really talked very much about Cody Bellinger. He was 1 for 18 heading into tonight, and Cody Bellinger, he was hitting a $147 over his last 10 with a home run, and he was 5 for his last 34. So Cody Bellinger is a guy who really, this version of Cody Bellinger, the reason why he's an MVP candidate is he makes adjustments. Today he looked better. Opposite field blast for Cody Bellinger, and he gets the Dodgers a 3-0 lead. And then bottom of the second, 2-out RBI for Jock Peterson. That makes it 4-0 Dodgers. And really, like I was saying earlier, the Dodgers were aggressive against League. First pitch swings, they were attacking. The Dodgers, 60%. They were swinging at 60% of League's pitches, and they're typically hovering around 45% for the year. So the Dodgers, give the Dodgers, Dave Roberts, and the game plan credit for their approach against League tonight because they were attacking him, and you saw what happened, 4 home runs. And then, of course, we had a no-hitter watch. For Hyun-Jin Ryu, he had a no-hitter through 3, and his ERA was just slipping down. It ended up at 1.45. And by the way, we got to point out, it's been talked about, lowest ERA last 100 years was Bob Gibson at 1.12, and then Dwight Gooden back in 85 had a 1.53. So I just want to point out, Hyun-Jin Ryu hasn't just been great. He's been historically all-time great. So this is really a season to really treasure for Dodger fans, and he's going to give the Dodgers their 13th Cy Young in franchise history. There's no question about it, in my opinion. I think he's got that locked up. I think that's in the bag, and you saw that today. He's going to join guys like Newcomb, Drysdale, Koufax, Marshall, Valenzuela, Hershiser, Gagne, Kershaw again, Ryu. So he's really the next chapter in that legacy and tradition of Dodger pitchers. But yeah, Hyun-Jin Ryu. But yeah, back to you guys. Read up more of your takes here. Steven, blowing a few saves isn't a huge deal. Randall Bellinger is still struggling at the plate. Like I said, he got right today. He had 2 hits today. We got Thomas Jordan, Love Will Smith. He has a bright future. Samuel, Maeda, Gonsolin, and Dustin May to the bullpen. Exactly. Maeda, who they went back, him and Honeycutt, they were working on his release point, looked much better yesterday. But really, as a right-handed bat specialist, I mean, he's going to be a righty specialist coming out of the pen, and look for him to add even more depth and multi-inning depth. And that's the thing that this Dodger bullpen could have, is multi-inning depth. Guys like Dustin May, Gonsolin, Urias, Kenta Maeda, Rich Hill, who knows who's going to be in the pen. So they really have that on their side. They're not just throwing out there just your everyday bullpen guys. But we got Doug Slan. Doug from Denver, always enjoying your show. Thanks, go Dodgers. This is the year. What up, Doug Slan? We got a lot of Dougs here. The host name is Doug. We got Doug from East Lansing. Doug Slan. Look forward to see you guys in the Doug, the annual Doug convention. It's in Douglas, Georgia. in about August. No, I made that up. But nice seal hot dogs. But Javi Mendez, so it's too early to start talking magic numbers. I don't think it is. I think that I think you were giving me heat a couple weeks ago for saying it was too early to talk magic numbers. I think it's fun to talk magic numbers because it shows what the Dodgers are doing and how historic how special this season is. They're 5-1 on the week, 31. The magic number now down to 26, and if you look at it, the Dodgers now 48-16 at home. And if you look at it, too, the 2017 team went 57-24 at home. Those Brooklyn Dodgers are really the all-time one. But the Dodgers, really, they only have to play 500 baseball the rest of the way to win 100 games. So, guys, we have to enjoy and appreciate what we're seeing from the boys in blue this series because they've just been consistent. And really, after a little scuffle, I love the way they handled it. I love how, look, I was a guy, I said, hey, because I'm petty. Look, I'm petty. All right? I'm petty like that. I wanted some chin music because you don't call out Dave Roberts like that. You don't call your manager, a guy that has owned this division since he started, a guy who's won a World Series himself, a fake tough guy. But look, the Dodgers, they handled it on the field. 9-3 win today, a shutout win yesterday. By the way, give the pitching credit. That was their 13th shutout, most in baseball. So it's all about the pitching for this team. But back to you guys. We got Eddie lighting up. We got David Dalton. Even some of our games he has saved. He's been shaky. That's true. Even yesterday, he gave up a hit. And he really puts you through something. It's like Dodgers Nation calls it, the Kenley Jansen experience. It's a roller coaster ride, but more often than not at the end. But we got Jay Carter from Miami. Like Joe Davis has been saying, Will Smith is going to Miami, so they're going to be bumping that. Bienvenidos a Miami. So maybe they'll be bouncing the club till the heat is on, all that good stuff. All night on the beach till the break of dawn. Now I got that song playing in my head. Nick Stocks, hey, now we ain't in the World Series. Let's not jinx it. Hey, we're not jinxing it. We are not jinxing it. But all the metrics, the Dodgers have really shown, yes, the Dodgers aren't a lock. No one's a lock. It's baseball, okay? It's the sport where the wild card has won championships. It's the sport where all you need is a ticket and you have a chance to win it. But I believe in this team, and I do think with home field advantage, the Dodgers can take care of business. But look, nothing would shock me, but right here, right now, I think that these teams are still battling out in every division, that the Dodgers are going to be able to coast in the NL, and then we'll see what happens in the World Series if they do get there and if they're able to land home field advantage. Osaku 7, do they re-sign Ryu in the off season? That's a great question. He picked up his option. And they brought him back, and I think he absolutely signs with the Dodgers, because if you look at him, last two seasons, Ryu has a 1.01 ERA at Dodger Stadium. That is the best of all starting pitchers with more than 10 starts in the last two seasons at his home stadium. So as far as home cooking goes, no one loves the home cooking. No one loves it like Hyun-Jin Ryu loves the Chavez Ravine. No pitcher in Major League Baseball pitches better at home than Hyun-Jin Ryu. So knowing that, if you get him a deal, maybe a 3-year deal, I don't think he's going to be fetching Kershaw money, but something in that $20 to $25 million range, something along those lines. I think so. So I really think that Hyun-Jin Ryu, he's really, don't forget too, hey, that's actually a really good point that we lose sight of. Yes, Hyun-Jin Ryu, he's pitching his best baseball, but he's also in a contract year, and if you look at him, he's just phenomenal. By the way, he now improves to 3-0 against the D-backs, against the Diamondbacks, and his ERA all-time is .68 against the Diamondbacks with 3 strikeouts. And how many walks do you have? One walk. So, I mean, my man's phenomenal. I think that it's a perfect marriage, him and the Dodgers. And then you got Walker Buehler, you got Hyun-Jin Ryu, and then you make another run next year. But here we go. Back to you guys. We got Nick Stocks, resend my Dodgers underwear and socks. Braves bullpen is nasty. Javi Gomez. Nats starting pitching is nasty. Javi Gomez. Ryan Montez. Astros are going to make sure they're on our heels until the end of September. I mean, Astros are tough. And look, we hate the Astros. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not a fan of the Houston Astros. And really, we're going to be competing. It's like not just a 7-game series. It's a 162-game series, then the playoffs. So, look, they're our nemesis. And to me, I don't think the Yankees have the depth. I think the injuries, I think the Astros are so tough, but we'll get into that. And we'll cross that bridge in a minute. Comedian J-Rock. 213 Bleed Blue, Dodgers Por Vida. I like it. 213 Bleed Blue. Just saw that G-Funk documentary on YouTube. Javi Gomez, if Mets make wild card, look out, they nasty. Look, the Mets, yes, they've caught fire. The Mets have caught fire just like the Giants caught fire. I think that the Mets, they have their own bullpen issues. You think you're terrified of throwing Kenley Jansen out there. Imagine throwing Edwin Diaz out there considering the season that he's had. So, I'm not too afraid of the Mets as of just yet, but they are definitely on fire right now. But they're going to still have to battle it out. They're also going to have to burn one of their starting pitchers in that wild card game. Dodgers are probably going to win. We got Samuel. We got Tina G-Man. What up, Tina G-Man? She's always repping hard at the Dodgers Nation post-game show. They just need to keep it up one game at a time, and they'll be just fine. That's the mentality. That's the approach, pitch by pitch, inning by inning, game by game. I think you're right on the money right there, Tina. Osaka or Samuel, how does Dustin May compare to Syndergaard in terms of pitching? Look, I mean, other than image-wise, they're both flamethrowers. I think that fastball-wise, of course, Syndergaard's, from a velocity standpoint, might be, at this point of his career, a little more stronger in that aspect, but really it's the movement. It's the movement of Dustin May that makes him special. It's that splitter, the way it tails off, the way he uses it, the way he's able to induce ground ball out. So Dustin May is a special pitcher, and that's why we're going to look back and laugh at the Pittsburgh Pirates for even asking for Dustin May for a reliever like a Felipe Vasquez. But look, they both have some similarities as far as their power. But here we go. We got Caesar. Hashtag win for Tommy. I love that. Win for Tommy. Win for Sandy. Win for Vin. Win for everyone. All Dodger fans go dating back to the Brooklyn days. But I agree with you. That's a very important point you made right there. MH Dog. This bullpen tryouts right now. Can you throw? I love that. This is bullpen. Look, that's a really good point. This is really, and that's what I was trying to allude to earlier. There's a competitive aspect that's going on with this team. Everyone is competing for spots. Not everyone, but guys in the bullpen are really trying to show what they have because everyone wants to be a part of it. You don't think these guys want to contribute in the World Series and win a World Series and shine in the postseason. So you're right. This is bullpen tryouts to an extent. We're going to see what we have with guys like Kolarek, guys like Sadler has been impressive thus far. And really, they're going to start to round the form and tighten up that bullpen the closer we get to the postseason. I'm going to rock out some of your comments. Fall a little behind here. We got Gosling should close from Raider Mike. By the way, what up, Raider Mike? You excited for your season? What are your thoughts on Antonio Brown on the helmet thing? His feet are looking crazy. Colonel, love Justin Turner. MH Dog, nobody Astros blow one today. We got Colonel. I like Maeda. We got Raider Mike. Jansen is done. Hope we don't lose the World Series because of him. I hope for his sake, our sake, for everyone involved that you're right on there. We got all NL contenders, blue saves this weekend. They did. Keith Dombrowski, Fresh Prince looking like royalty. That's a great line there, Keith. Fresh Prince looking like royalty. I'm feeling that. Jason McClure. What up, Doug? What up, Jason McClure? He's one of our esteemed writers at Dodgers Nation. Go follow Jason McClure. This guy, he's got all the great analysis for your Dodgers, crunching numbers. And when he always makes the point that Bellinger, he hits his home runs in clusters. And I was going to tweet him, yeah, man, I think we're ready for another Bellinger cluster for sure. Raider Mike, Yankees have bad starting pitching. Kevin Durant, I think if Dodgers win this year, we should trade Jock Peterson, Ross Stripling for future prospects. Look, they didn't deplete the farm system, but if you look what they did with guys like Peters and Josiah Gray with the Puig deal, and Josiah Gray looks like he's going to be an asset. And so really, but Jock Peterson, you got to give him credit. We were all down on him, and now I'm starting to really believe that first base experience was taken away from his offense. It had to, because mentally he was probably giving him a little anxiety because this guy wasn't fit for the role. 389 his last 6 games, 2 singles today, got hit by a pitch. But But it's an interesting thought, Kevin Durant. I think if the deal is moved there, the Dodgers win the World Series. He has a great World Series. Let's say Jock Peterson plays well in the World Series or in the playoffs, and he's more of an asset, and he wants to play every day. Then I think that, hey, I think it's definitely something to consider. But Ross Stripling, it's interesting to see what his value would be. He's dealing with an injury right now. Ross Stripling is he's got that right bicep tendonitis. So we'll see what happens with that. Sports Mixes 24 Dodgers Yankees series is a must win. That would be, yeah, I think so too. I think the Dodgers can make a major statement. They won in 2013. They're a team that I think they're 7-5 all time in the regular season, 3-7 all time in the World Series against the Yankees. They faced 11 times in a 40-year stretch from 1941 to 1981. I hope it happens because I feel much more comfortable facing the Yankees than I do the Houston Astros. I can't stomach another loss to the Astros. I hope it's the Bronx Bombers and a team that we beat in the 1981 World Series. But Thomas Jordan, Kenley is our only vulnerability, I believe. We are solid for the most part. Hoping to make it to the World Series from here in Maine. Made it in the 2017 Game 2. Look, Thomas Jordan, I went to Game 1 of that series. Didn't go to Game 2, but hey, at least you saw a classic game. Because yes, that was a nightmare, but you saw a classic. So I hope you get a new fortune. Your fortunes are reversed in your next World Series trip. The Dodgers' magic number now is down to 26. Richard, we got Brandon Stewart. Oh, I think it's going to be a rematch of the Dodgers-Stros. I think so, too. That just feels like a collision course. I think you're right on there. Brandon Stewart agreed. Raider Mike Jansen knows he's done. He can tell. You can tell to let Kelly close. A lot of momentum. A lot of you guys out there really big time on this Kelly as a closer train. B. Hanna 55. Why is Yimmy still in the lineup? Bring Tony Smokes back up. I think it's a 9-3 game. He comes in there, gives up a bomb. Colonel, what about Kershaw? Clayton Kershaw has been absolutely spectacular. The last 7 starts is quality outing after quality outing. And Clayton Kershaw, like I said, he needs to have a conversation with Kenley Jansen. You saw what he's been able to do. He throws his breaking ball more than any other pitcher, and he's really compensated for the lack of velocity that's dipped down to just above 90. So, Carlo, but he can still get you up there if he rears back. But I'm telling you, it's the command. He's a pitcher's pitch, and Clayton Kershaw is really pitching like an absolute virtuoso performances by Clayton Kershaw of late. Brandon Stewart agreed. Jansen's not the same. That's the reality. We got Brandon Stewart. I am concerned about getting past the Nats if we play them. Oro mentioned it during the game today, and it is a concern. The rest of the teams are trash and can't hurt us. The thing about the Nationals, yes, they have great starting pitching. Yes, they have Corbin. Yes, they have Max Scherzer. Yes, Strasburg. Look what Strasburg did to us on that 10 a.m. game a couple weeks ago. But also, Doolittle has not looked, if you want to talk about closers that don't look like themselves, Doolittle hasn't looked like his dominant self, and their bullpen has issues. And then also, they're going to burn one of those pitchers in that wild card game. So, look, I do think, though, in a short series, I agree with you, because if you drop that home field advantage in game 1, anything can happen, then the Dodgers are going to have to fight and claw back in a short series. So, look, it's something to it's not something to sneeze at. It's something to definitely take seriously as a threat, the Mets or the Nats. So we'll see what happens. Then you got other teams vying for that wild card spot too. Who knows what's going to happen in the Central with the Cardinals, Brewers, and the Cubs. But here we go. Johnny Molina, rather have him in 7-8 guys. Slug Joe Kelly needs to be the closer. Colonel Reynolds Jansen kind of slowed down. MH Dog, Raider Mike, Gonsolin, Jansen, May, and Kelly. Yeah, how do you guys rank your bullpen as far as confidence goes? Where would you guys throw that? Is Kelly at the top now? Is Joe Kelly, after having an 8.6 ERA in the beginning of June, now the guy that you trust most? What a difference a couple months makes, right? Franzi, go Dodgers from San Antonio, Texas. Jamie, bring on welcome to the jungle, Gagne. Hey, Gagne, warm that arm up. That was great. Gagne, a Cy Young winner, a lot like Hyun-Jin Ryu's going to be. Jamie Ayers no more pointed that out. They're cleaning that up, which is definitely promising. Tommy John Evans, Yimi Garcia, Chargois, postseason roster. It's really going to be a fight to the finish here. And really, you got guys that are 10 pulls, guys that you know are going to be there. But that's really, I think, one of the main storylines in this next couple of weeks is who's going to get right in the bullpen, who's going to prove that they're dependable, and we're going to find out. But Michelle Carter, you forgot Julio Urias, he's a guy that last couple outings, he hasn't pitched his very, very best, but he's a guy that I think he's a little over 65 innings now. He's a guy that I'm very high on. He's got missed bat stuff. He's a lefty. And Julio Urias is a guy that's already shown that he can come up big in big-time postseason games. Look, Felipe Vasquez, he's never pitched in the postseason. Urias, he came up big in the NLCS, pitched in the World Series. So Jack Ramirez, Urias will start. Tommy John Ryu for Cy Young. And that's another thing, too. I mean, you have Tommy John, right? Guys come back from Tommy John. Guys don't always come back from shoulder surgery. And that's what he's done. Hyun-Jin Ryu, he's come back, and he's been absolutely sensational. Tonight, another great performance. We got Rosario. I call this W locked before the fireworks. We got Jack. We got Joseph Montez. Great show. Thumbs up. Thanks, Joseph. He's always rocking with us. Joseph Montez. Thanks a lot, my man. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be here Tuesday, by the way, guys. All you guys out there, Tuesday. I want to see you guys Tuesday. We're coming at you. It's going to be an earlier show being in Miami. Michelle Carter, we're not panicked, just discussing who we want to see in the bullpen for postseason. Our bullpen is fine. Agree with you. We got it. There's some things that need to be addressed, and there's some things we need to see from certain guys. But it's not panic mode. It's not panic mode. Definitely not. It's how can it be panic mode when you're 79-41 and you're 38 games over 500? But we got Elm Street. Screw the Astros. I like it. Screw the Astros. Carlos, no love for the Astros. We got Elm Street. We're taking care of the Astros. Michelle Carter, it looks like the Astros now, but I prefer New York over the Astros. Old NY rivalry. Yeah, there's a couple things in play there. I think it's great for baseball. It's hard the NFL. You got college football, NBA starting. Yankees Dodgers is must-see. Yankees-Dodgers with stars like Aaron Judge, with stars like Cody Bellinger. It's big time, and I think it'd be great for the sport to have the Dodgers face off with the New York Yankees in the Fall Classic. Brandon Stewart, hate them almost as much. I hate the Giants and D-bags. Oh, read that wrong. Kevin Durant, fourth. We got. So get in your final takes, guys. If you have any super hot takes, I'll read them off at the very end here. Save your hottest takes. Read those out. Couple more minutes here in the Dodgers Nation post-game show. But thanks for rocking with us. Dodgers get the win, 9-3. Hyun-Jin Ryu comes back. He performs like we thought he would. A 1.45 ERA. That's what his ERA is right now. And Hyun-Jin Ryu was really spectacular. 5 hits on him, just singles. Got out, first and third, manufactures a double play with 2 outs and runners in scoring position like he always does. So give some love to Hyun-Jin Ryu, 1.45 ERA. But we got Carly. Ryu should pitched entirely. Not broken, don't fix it. 8-0, not 8-3. I think a guy coming back off a neck strain, you got a comfortable lead. You got a guy, if you look at his innings pitched, Hyun-Jin Ryu, 142 innings pitched. That's how his most in a season is 192 in 2013, and then 152 in 2014. Last year he pitched 82 innings. So I think keeping him fresh is paramount, and I don't think you want to mess with that. Elm Street, Stripling, weak AF. Carlos Borges, Jack Peterson, 1 good game, 6 bad. I'm not sold on him either, but I think that it's promising at least. And the reality is he's played a lot better since he's gone back to right. Since he's gone back in the outfield. Jay Pearl, 2017 World Series Game 2 was one of my favorite games I have gone to see. Hopefully we won't repeat. See, that's what I was saying to you. You saw a classic game, and, when I go to a game, at least you're going to see something memorable, right? But, yeah, I'm pretty sure you have nightmares about that because I do pretty much every other day. But Michelle Carter, who's Jack Peterson? LOL. I'm weak. Elm Street. We need Baez or Maeda as closer. I don't think Baez, but I think Baez is a 6th, 7th inning guy. I like him there. Carly, pointless, ahem, except for the 3 we handed D-bags. A lot of D-bags. I don't know if you guys aren't typing. But Juice, Doug, when are you going to make an appearance on the big show on Thursdays? That's a good question. I don't know. That they got the Blue Heaven. I was on it the first time when we introduced the show. But, hey, they got some big guests lined up. Some you're going to want to check out the Blue Heaven podcast on Thursday. Some of my favorite this year. If you guys have not listened to the Matt Beatty one, that was great. The Ross Stripling one. But we're always doing big things here at Dodgers Nation. Y'all hyping the Nationals entirely too much. We got, but shout out to Juice rocking with us from YouTube. All right, I love it, baby. Michelle Carter, Ryu needs to be ready for September. Don't burn him out. Exactly, Michelle. You're right on the money, as you are with most of your takes here. Carly Allison, yeah, okay. Nocturnal, Ford, do you think Rich Hill will have enough time to get ready for October? They say that Rich Hill is making his way back. He's going to 105 feet tomorrow as far as long toss goes. He's doing 90 feet, and he said he's feeling great. Apparently, Rich Hill said he's feeling great. He's not feeling any soreness, and apparently the Rich Hill is going to be great. Is going to be back. So look, hey, he could be fresh. He could be fresh, but hopefully we can get him some work before the postseason starts, so we see what we have with him. But I think we're going to hear from Rich Hill. I think at age 39, Rich Hill, don't forget, this guy is a big-time locker room guy. He's a guy he was deep into the 7th inning against that Red Sox lineup before he got pulled. So Rich Hill's a guy that I want to see more of. We got Kerry Urias on point, Los Angeles Rams fan. He's probably excited about the season. Yeah, I'm most confident in Joe Kelly. Go Dodgers from the OC. What up, Los Angeles Rams fan? Kerry Floro. Lemonaire, Ryu is phenomenal. Kevin Durant, can you see Dustin May be something like a Josh Hader in the playoffs? That's really something that I think is definitely possible. I don't see why not. He's only 21 years old, but the kid looks like a phenom. The kid looks like a phenom out there, and he's getting more comfortable there. That first game, so not the greatest defense. We were actually at that game, Dodgers Nation was. But I definitely see him as a guy. He has the stuff. Really, to me, it's about the postseason. Guys are locked in, okay? Guys aren't taking at-bats off. And when you have the best stuff, when you have that movement, the 98-mile-per-hour sinker, you got the fastball, he can mix it up. I definitely see him out there doing big things. He looks like he's not afraid of the moment. It's kind of cool to see him just chilling in the dugout now, popping sunflower seeds, looking like your everyday big leaguer. Like this is nothing, like no big deal to him now. So I definitely think they have big plans for Dustin May. What do you guys think? Our friend Joe Magazzini was calling it Dustin Mania. I think we could see Dustin Mania in October, and it could be a red October. So definitely Kevin Durant, Brandon Stewart. Scott, you encourage me, bro. Thanks. What up, Brandon? We got Lemonaire, Yankees, Dodgers, World Series is awesome, but Yankees lack pitching, so Dodgers win easily. I'm very confident in a potential. What's a potential? I feel confident in a potential Yankees matchup because they got that righty-heavy lineup. I think we could smoke them, but Carnal, great show today. Thanks, Carnal. Rock with us on Tuesday, my man. Tell your friends about the show. Most lit. You guys really make the show. This is your show, really. I'm just hosting it because you guys bring it every time on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. But thanks a lot, my man Carlos. Check for us on Tuesday. Linda, great to see you back on the hill. Exactly. I wish my team got to beat up the NL West. Easy division titles this year. All right. Welcome. It's all every now and then we get someone from an opposing fan base, but looks like hey, the NL West, they're no slouch. The Giants are playing much better. The Diamondbacks, run differential wise, are a much better team than their record indicates. But Lemonaire, having Tony and May as bullpen would turn it scary AF. Exactly. I'm telling you, I think the best yet to come. But yeah, we're gonna be but that is going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Dodgers get the win 9-3, 79 and 41 on the year, 38 games above 500. Just a reminder, go to DodgersNation.com for all the best Dodger content on the internets, on the web. Go check it out. All the great writers, Daniel Preciado, Tim Rogers, Jason McClure, Marshall Garvey, Clint Pasillas, Brooke Smith. Check out the Dodgers Nation Blue Heaven Podcast Thursday. Get merched up. The postseason is right around the corner. But thanks again. You can find me on Twitter at DMAC_LA and Instagram. Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's DMAC_LA. Thanks again. Go Dodgers. And I'm out.